Yeah. Good evening, sir.
So Vidyaji back.
Yes. Sorry, I was stuck with something else yesterday and I didn't have
We are
power.
missing you, Vidyaji.
I'm obliged. Thank you so much.
Okay, okay, fine. So dear friends, let's start the session. So first we'll go through with a few more things. Then even we can do the recap. But now I want to go little ahead. Okay. So let's start now. So look at this. Like we see the human body, and the palm represent a complete human body. So the center of palm is the solar plexus. Solar plexus means the center core of the human body. If we imagine the human body like this, so the solar plexus will be near about here, below the diaphragm. And the solar plexus is the center of human body. That's why if there is problem in the solar plexus, means the core of body is disturbed. So if there is a problem in the solar plexus, it may create pain anywhere, it may create stiffness, discomfort anywhere in the body. So the center of palm is the solar plexus. Now, if we look at the human body, if we go up, then we are having both the lungs, and if we go down, then we are having both the kidney. So in the upper part we are having lungs, and the lower part we are having kidney, and between the lungs only we are having one gland. The name of this gland is thymus. And you might be knowing about the thymus gland. Do you know what is the function of thymus? The thymus is the gland who is providing immunity, especially in the kids. So thymus is the gland, thymus is the endocrine glands, like we have pituitary gland, like we have thyroid gland. In the same way, in the chest cavity, we are having thymus gland, which is well developed in the kids and providing immunity for fighting against bacteria, virus, and pathogen. That's why kids are having more immunity than the adults or than the old person. But as soon as we are crossing the puberty, as soon as we are crossing the 12 or 30 years of age, then this thymus gland get degenerate. Then we are not getting the benefit of this thymus gland, because the thymus gland is secreting some lymphocyte, some policemen. They are coming in the blood and they are fighting against the bacteria, virus, or pathogen. And the thymus gland is only well developed in the kids. So if anyone is getting ill again and again, especially the kids, we can praise the thymus gland for improving the immune system. So if we go in the upper side from the navel, we are getting the lungs in thymus. And if we go lower side of the solar plexus, then we are getting the kidneys. So now look at here. Look at this image. Even in the arm, if we are going on the upper part of the solar plexus, so we can see this is the area who is connected with lungs, and thymus. So we can improve the problem of the lungs, we can improve the functioning of the lungs by going just a little up. So this area is the area of lungs and thymus. And if we go down from the solar plexus, then this area is connected with the kidney. And how to reach on the center of palm, that is the main question. So it's very easy. Let's see here now. So look at my palm. The total length of this part from here to the here. What is the total length? The total length from here to here is 6 fingers. We can measure with the help of fingers. So from here, if we measure till here, so this is the 4 finger. Then 2 more fingers, then we are reaching on the wrist, means the total length of the palm is 6 finger. So if we keep the 3 finger from here, or we keep the 3 finger from here, then we are reaching on the center of palm, that is the solar plexus. We can place this point if someone is having disturbed solar, and we should place the solar for any disease in the body. The person is suffering with any problem, either there is a pain in the knee joint, pain in the hip joint, pain in the shoulder, gastric problem, vomiting, hiccup, diarrhea. Many times it's happening just because of the disturbance in the solar. So we can do the praise Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Om Namah Shivaya. So this is the stimulation of solar. Now from the solar we are going in the upper side. So this is the area of lungs and thymus. So we can press this point if we want to improve the functioning of the lungs. So this is a very good point if we want to improve the functioning of the lungs. Even we want to improve the immunity, and we know if someone is suffering with the problem of the lung, even this point is very good. We can improve it. Now coming back to the solar. If we go down from the solar, then this is the point of kidney. So this is the kidney point. Now we can press this point to improve the functioning of the kidney, to improve the functioning of the urinary problems. If there is a kidney stone, if there is any problem with the kidney, so we can press this point to improve the kidney. So in this way, the lungs and thymus, solar, and the kidney, these 3 organs are just inside. And remember one thing, this is the thicker part of the thumb, and this is also the part of the palm. So we are finishing the kidney point before starting this elevation. This kidney point is just next to the solar. So thymus point we should stimulate. regularly in the sequence of all endocrine glands stimulation. So we have stimulated the pituitary and pineal gland. We have also stimulated the thyroid gland. Now we also stimulated the thymus. So we have stimulated the endocrine glands available in the head region. The endocrine glands which is available in the head region, we have stimulated here. Then we have stimulated the endocrine gland which is available in the throat region. Now we have already stimulated the gland who is in the chest cavity. So we are coming one by one, step by step, and we are stimulating all the endocrine glands, because if we want to treat any endocrine problems like the thyroid, like the diabetes, so we have to stimulate all the endocrine glands in the sequence. So let's see now. So coming back to this image, so we can even draw the body here. We can draw the body here like this. So these are the two lungs. In between we are having thymus, and in the down we are having two kidneys. Two kidneys are here. So we are taking the kidney area like this, and we are taking the lung and thymus area like this. Now, the most important thing which I want to tell you, if we talk about the kidney, so like suppose these two are the kidneys. So kidney number 1 and the kidney number 2. So this is the one kidney, suppose this is the right kidney, and this is the left kidney. The other name of kidney is renal. The other name of kidney is also renal, RENAL. So at many places you will find the name of kidney is renal. So in the report also it is written many times renal problem. And this is the upper part of the kidney. This is the upper part of the kidney or the superior part of the kidney, and we can tell it suprarenal. Suprarenal. Or it can be considered as a cap of kidney. So in our body, this is another endocrine glands which is called suprarenal, or which is called adrenal gland, which is the cap of the kidney, which is located just on the upper part of the kidney like the cap. And this is called adrenal gland or the suprarenal gland. And this is working, this gland has been considered as a gland of emergency. This gland has been considered as a gland of emergency. So whenever we are in the emergencies, always we are stimulating the suprarenal gland, because whenever we are in the emergencies, like we already know triple F, that meaning of triple F, like fright, we are frightened; flight, we want to run away, maybe some danger, so we want to run away; and fight, sometimes we want to fight. And during this time we need extra amount of energy. So during the stress, over anxiety, during the unwanted situation, suddenly in the sudden emergency condition, the suprarenal gland secreting some hormones So this gland has been considered as a gland of emergency, but what happened nowadays? We people are always in the emergencies, always in the hurry and curry. We are just collecting the stress in our body, but we are not resolving it. We are not able to dissolve it. So the daily by daily and weeks by weeks and month by month, there is a collection of big amount of stress in the, and our emotional body, our mental body become full. So it create the disease like that is the main disease that is called fatigue syndrome, chronic fatigue syndrome. So chronic fatigue syndrome means person is always tired, whatever he do, whatever supplement he take, whatever food he's eating, but is still tired because of the over worry and because of the all the time emergency. The adrenal gland, the energy of the adrenal gland has consumed now the permanent. This is the permanently weak. So the mainly if adrenal gland is weak, person is suffering with a chronic fatigue syndrome. Chronic fatigue syndrome, all the time is tired. And another problem which is happening because of the adrenal gland, that is like a diabetes and other metabolic disorders. Ultimately, adrenal gland is very important, and this gland is the gland of emergencies. Like sometime virus bacteria attacking in the body. So if you go to the doctor is prescribing you steroids. Doctor prescribing steroids. In the same way, in our body, our adrenal gland is secreting the natural steroid. So if you want to fight against the bacterial virus, then the health of the adrenal gland should be very strong. Adrenal gland is the gland who secretes steroids. Like steroids is the chemical or substances who give you instant energy. So now we will see the point of adrenal gland now. And one another gland, that is the name of this gland is pancreas. Pancreas is a very famous gland. We all of us know. So pancreas is very big gland. So suppose this is the pancreas. So this is the liver. This is the gallbladder. Then the bile juice coming from the liver. Then it is passing from the pancreas. Then finally it is coming in the intestine. So this is the part of intestine. So the liver juice coming in the intestine, but when the liver juice coming, it is coming with pancreas. And the pancreas is a mixed gland. Pancreas is a mixed gland. The meaning of mixed gland, the pancreas having two parts. One is called exocrine part. One is called endocrine part of the pancreas. Endocrine part secrete the insulin hormone, and all of us are very well aware this is for glucose metabolism. On the other side, if we see the exocrine part of the pancreas, the exocrine part of the pancreas secreting enzymes. Secreting the enzymes. There are lots of enzymes secreted by the exocrine part of the pancreas, like amylase. Okay. So like amylase is the very good for. Okay. Like amylase is responsible for the digestion of carbohydrate. So the pancreas is secreting the enzymes. Who is digesting the carbohydrate? who is digesting the protein and as well as who is digesting the fat. So the pancreas is secreting multiple enzymes. If your pancreas is weak, so don't think just about the diabetes. Don't think just about the diabetes. Other than the diabetes, there may be very poor digestion because pancreas, the exocrine part of the pancreas, secreting multiple enzymes. So many times I've seen if the pancreas is poor and weaker, and if you are taking the 1 spoon of ghee, the same ghee will come out in the stool. The same ghee come out in the stool, and you will not able to digest. I have seen many times patient is coming. If they take the little amount of ghee, because in the Ayurveda treatment, many times we are prescribing the ghee, the same amount of ghee is coming out from the pancreas. So the pancreas is secreting the enzymes, and with the help of these enzymes, we are able to digest the protein, carbohydrate, and the fat. So when we are eating the food and the food is reaching on the stomach, and after the stomach, after the complete action of the stomach, then this food is moving to the next part that is called the duodenum. The duodenum is the first part of small intestine. The duodenum is the first part of the small intestine. And the duodenum only the pancreatic juices and the coming. And the lipase is very important. Lipase is responsible for the digestion of fat. Amylase is digesting the carbohydrate. So amylase, with the help of amylase, we can break the carbohydrate in sugar. We break the carbohydrate into the glucose with the help of amylase. And with the help of lipase, we can digest, we can break down the fat. And there is another enzyme who is responsible for the digestion of the protein, that is protease. So in this way, the pancreas is not only responsible for the digestion of carbohydrate. When we are eating the fat, when we are eating the food, first food going in the mouth, then we are doing mastication, mixing the saliva, but the digestion of carbohydrate starts from the mouth only, because salivary gland secreting the enzymes. With the help of that enzyme, we are starting the digestion from the mouth only, but just a carbohydrate, that's it. No protein, no fat. In the mouth, we are starting the digestion of carbohydrate, then this food reaching to the stomach. In the stomach, we are digesting just a protein, but partial digestion. The further digestion will be in the another part. Then when this is reaching to the first part of the small intestine, that is called duodenum, then all the three enzymes will come from the pancreas. So they will digest the carbohydrate, they will digest the protein, they will digest the fat. So pancreas is having very huge action. So never think just about the diabetes. If your pancreas is disturbed, then the digestion will be disturbed. But definitely, we have to press the pancreas point, whether the person having digestive disorder or the person having diabetes. So let's see the point. Look at here now. So now, so this is the center part. This is the solar plexus. And we already seen if we are going in the upper part, we are having lungs and thymus. If we are going in the lower part, we are having kidney. Now we are going right and left. So if we are coming on the thumb side, if we are coming on the thumb side, near about the junction of index finger and middle finger, this is the point of adrenal gland, which is for hurry, curry and worry and secreting the steroids hormone. And with the help of steroid hormone, we can fight with we can improve our immunity, we can fight with the bacteria. So when we are going to the doctor putting the injection of steroid like the dexamethasone, and there are lots of steroid injection. And the steroid injection are very commonly used for the disease like COVID-19, for allergic sinusitis, running nose, and there are lots of problems. Big range, all the autoimmune disease, they are immediately giving you steroids. So the adrenal gland is the point which is secreting steroid naturally. So we should always praise this point if we want to increase the immunity and if we want to treat, if we want to improve the steroids. On the other side, we are having pancreas. On the other side, we are having pancreas. So the pancreas is the point just in the line of ring finger. The pancreas is the point who is just in the line of ring finger. 1 minute. So pancreas is the point will be in the line of ring finger. So look at now. So from the line of the ring finger, if we go down, so this is the pancreas on the ring finger side. Now remember one thing, suppose we are stimulating the adrenal point, it means we are giving the steroids. So let me know, if we give the steroid, if patient going to the hospital, suppose some diabetic patient, one diabetic patient going to the hospital and maybe suffering with some disease, or doctor is giving the steroid because of the disease, because of the virus attack, pathogen attack, then what happened with the sugar? Do you know? Sugar is raising. If you give the steroid because of any problem, maybe it is the attack of COVID virus. If the patient is taking the steroid because of any disease, how the steroid functioning, when you are giving the steroid, it is going in the body and increasing the glucose level so that you will get more energy. How you will get more energy? You are taking the glucose syrup, so you are getting more energy. In the same way, if you want to increase the energy, you will stimulate the steroid point, then it will increase the level of glucose in the body. So if someone is suffering with the hypoglycemia, someone is suffering with the hypotension, someone is suffering with the weakness, tiredness, now then you will tell, okay, come, I will give you a steroid injection. Then give the steroid injection, so praise this point. So this is the steroid injection. Let's see now. So look at this image. So what I told you, now from the solar, if we do the horizontal line like this. Now if we go to the index finger side, but not till the index finger. So we are going this side, but in the junction, at the level of junction, if we draw the point here, this is the point of adrenal gland, and we can place this point. This point is very effective for improving the immunity. This point is very effective for improving the steroids. This point in the big margin in the junction of index finger and the middle finger. So the name of this point is adrenal gland or the emergency point. Suppose you are preparing for some examination or you are having some anxiety like we are having during the examination. Maybe it is because of anything. So you can press this point, you can press this adrenal gland point, and you can reduce your stress level. If we are going on the other side, then again we can go in the margins, at the level of margins. That will be easy to remember. So this is the point of pancreas. The pancreas point is toward the small finger side in both the hands. Whether you go in the right hand, whether you go in the left hand, the pancreas point will be between the bay margin or ring and small finger. So you can press this point for the patient suffering with the diabetes, or you want to bring the digestion in normal condition. If someone is having the disturbed metabolism of the protein, carbohydrate, or fat, so you can help the person with the help of pancreas. So pancreas also working for the diabetes as well as for the digestion. And how to press? I told you 15 to 20 times, and you have to press this point. Tell the Om Namah Shivaya. Until you are telling the Om Namah Shivaya, you have to keep on pressing like Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Om Namah Shivaya. In the same way, adrenal. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. So we can place the points in this way. So central solar plexus. On the thumb side, we are having adrenal gland. On the small finger side, we are having pancreas. And same phenomena will be applicable in the other hand. Whether it is the right hand or the left hand, we will go toward the index finger side, thumb side. That is the adrenal gland. And if we go the small finger side, that will be the pancreas. So the concept will remain same in both hands. Let's see the image once again here.
आज दिखाने के लिए नहीं पूरी गाड़ी की चाबी।
So look at now. So one side we are having pancreas. Other side we are having adrenal gland. In the center we are having solar. Upper is lung and thymus, and the lower will be kidney. Let's see here now. Look at this image. Suppose we are making the human body. So this is the head region. This is the chest region. In the chest we are having lungs and thymus. Then in the lower part we are having kidneys. Now if we draw like this, then here we are having urinary bladder. Here we are having in the last we will be having the urinary bladder. And before that, we are having intestine. Large and small intestine. So let's see this image now first. And from the stomach, the food is coming in the small intestine. So this is the small intestine in the center. Then it is going with the help of this mega large intestine. Large intestine is like this, like an inverted U. Now look at this. The lowermost part will be the urinary bladder here. The lowermost part will be the urinary bladder down. So we see in this image, so we can see in this image like this is the small intestine inside, and the large intestine is making the inverted U. In the same way, we are having the small intestine inside, and this large intestine is making the inverted U, and the final part will be here. And this is the location of urinary bladder. Let's see in my hand for clear picture. So if we see the last part, which is touching the wrist, the last part which is touching the wrist, that is the urinary bladder. That is the urinary bladder. So if someone is suffering with the problem of the urine, we can press it. Or someone is unable to expel the urine, we can do like this so that urine should come out. If someone is suffering with the stone in the urinary bladder, we can press this. Or someone is suffering with the urgency of urination, we can press this. So Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. In this way, this is a very excellent point for the urinary bladder, just at the last, near the wrist. And width of this point will be near about a small finger. So look at the small finger. The width of this point will be near about a small finger. Now, in this whole part, randomly, this is the small intestine. In this whole part, this is the small intestine. So someone is suffering with the ulcer in the small intestine, like duodenal ulcer, or there are lots of digestion happening in the small intestine, we can press this point. Then the large intestine is making the inverted U, like this. This is the large intestine. So many persons suffering with the diarrhea or with the Crohn's disease, with the irritable bowel syndrome, there are many diseases happening in the large intestine. We can praise this. This is the large intestine. So look at this again here. If you look at in this image, the same thing will be, you can see here. So the small intestine is inside randomly there. This is the small intestine. On the surrounding, we can see the colon or the large intestine. On the lowermost part, this is the location of urinary bladder. This is the location of urinary bladder. So in this way, we can see the whole small and large intestine as well as the urinary bladder. If we see the intestine, so look at here. So suppose this is the stomach. So food first is coming to the stomach. Then the small intestine is starting. Small intestine, and the first part of small intestine, it is called duodenum. Duodenum. So duodenum is the first part of small intestine. Duodenum. First part of small intestine. So whatever food material is coming in the stomach, then it is passing through the duodenum. And duodenum is the place where the juice of liver and the juice of pancreas are coming. Then the further part of the small intestine is called jejunum. And the next part of the small intestine is called ileum. So small intestine having three parts: duodenum, jejunum, ileum. All three together are called small intestine. And small intestine is the structure with very highly folded structure, so that there will be lots of digestion will take place in the small intestine. Lots of digestion. Because small intestine is the very, very bigger part, because of the multifolded. Then finally, the small intestine is ending. Small intestine is ending. And from there, large intestine is starting and covering the small intestine from all the sides. And this is the large intestine. There is no digestion take place in the large intestine. Digestion is happening most of the time is small intestine. Only large intestine is just absorbing the water. If large intestine is not functioning well, then it will not absorb the water, then the person will suffer with a watery diarrhea. And finally, then the stool is expelled out. Now, one very wonderful thing which I want to tell you. Suppose this is the stomach. Then this is the large intestine, this is the small intestine. Then this is the large intestine. And this is the starting of large intestine. This is the starting of large intestine. So small intestine is meeting here, ending here, then the large intestine is starting. So here we are having appendix. Here we are having appendix. So appendix is the structure available between the small and large intestine, and appendix is the structure of the intestine because it is available in between the small and large intestine. So ultimately the appendix also the part of intestine. Right now we are telling it is a rudimentary organ, but as per the acupuncture, as per the acupressure, the appendix is very effective for allergies. If someone is suffering with any types of allergies, then we should press the appendix point. If we see in this image, so the appendix will be in this area here. So we are capturing little bigger area and we are doing the pressure. And the appendix point is available only in the right hand. Only in the right hand. So we are pressing this point only in the right hand because we are having appendix in the right side. We are having appendix in the right side. If you see this image, then you will find the appendix in the right side only. So look at this image. So this is the small intestine. This is the small intestine, multifolded. You can see that this is having three parts. The small intestine having three parts. This is the second and this is the third part. And finally, it is meeting with this part. And we can see this is the appendix. There is a small structure that is the appendix. And many times person is suffering with the inflammation in the appendix, that is called appendicitis, and you can see this appendix is in the right side of the body, so we are stimulating in the right palm only. So we are stimulating the appendix point in right palm only. So this is center of the body. This is the urinary bladder. This is the multifolded small intestine. Then the large intestine is starting here. It is like a U-shaped. And appendix point will be here. So we are pressing this area toward the small finger side. So let's see in this image. So this is the right hand. And we are having appendix point here. We are using this point if someone is having the infection or inflammation in the appendix, or someone is suffering with appendicitis, or someone is having any skin allergies, then we are pressing the appendix point. Clear? So let's see the last point of today. Able to digest this much or overdose? No overdose? Okay. Shall we learn one last point? Okay. So last point of today. So look at this image. First, see the human body image. The liver is in the right side, that we know. So liver will be in the right hand. So liver and gallbladder will be in the right hand because liver in the right side. And heart has been considered in the left side. So heart has been considered on the left side. And there is one structure here. The name of that structure is spleen, also has been considered on the left side. So heart and spleen we will take on the left side, and liver and gallbladder we will take on the right side only, in the right hand only, because they are in the body in the right side. So let's see here. So first let's finish the organ on the right side. So look at the first image because it is the right hand. So in the right hand, we know this is the creage, this is the creage. So where the creage ends, that is the point of shoulder joint, whether the left arm or the right arm. Where this creage ends, that is the point of shoulder joints. So look at my hand, and first you understand the location of shoulder pain. So if anyone is suffering with the pain in the shoulder, just a single point, look at here. So this is the creage, where this creage is ending. So this is the creage, where this creage is ending, this is the shoulder point. Whether the right hand or the left hand, this is the shoulder point. Now, in the left side, we are having heart. So if we press the single point, that is shoulder. But if we press the full area, that become heart. So if anyone is suffering with the shoulder pain in the left side, many times the left shoulder pain is happening because of the problem in the heart, because of the poor blood supply to the heart. Many times when heart is not functioning well, there may be the shoulder pain. So if we press this point become the point of the heart, and if we press the single point, this point become the point of shoulder pain. So the left side of the shoulder pain is many times because of the heart. So this area, the small area we can declare for the shoulder, and the big area, including this small area, we can declare for the heart. Big area means near about when we can press with the bigger thumb, and we can press the bone here. Now, so when we want to press the heart, we are pressing here, even we are pressing little down, little up. So we are capturing the bigger area if we want to press the heart. If we just want to press the shoulder, then the single point is enough. And the same area if we take down here, that is the spleen, and the spleen is connected with the digestion. Spleen is connected with the digestion. So we are having 2 points, upper is heart, lower is spleen. In the human body also, we can see the heart in the upper side and the spleen in the lower side. Spleen is the part of digestive system. So we can press this point and we can improve the digestion. So we have to press this point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, in this way 15, 20 times. Even for the heart, we can press this point. Now the same point, if we go on the right side, then the shoulder point will remain same, but the heart point will become the liver point. The heart point will become the liver point. And many times when the person suffering with the right shoulder pain or the right frozen shoulder, it might be because of the liver or gallbladder. So if we just press the single point, that is the point of shoulder, but we press the bigger area, that is good for liver. So same like the right hand. And if we go down, take the again same area, so that is for the gallbladder. So liver and gallbladder will be in the right hand. Okay, so enough for today. Now you have to digest this much thing. Now don't worry, because we will make the protocol. During the protocol formation, we will pick the point from here, and we will pick the point multiple time. Then everything will be in mind. Everything will be in mind. So we have covered most of the point. We have covered solar plexus, thymus, and these all stomach, pancreas. Okay. We have covered most of the point. Just a single point left. Single point left. Look at this image. Just I want to tell you this point. This is the point for gas, acidity, indigestion, and the stomach. We can feel the natural depression here. This point is most effective in the left side, but we are stimulating in the right hand as well as in the left hand. So we can feel the depression here. That is the point of stomach or the gas, acidity, and indigestion. Let's see my hand. So look at this depression here. We can find the natural depression here between the thumb and the index finger. This depression. So this depression in both the hand is stomach. So we can praise this for the gas, acidity, indigestion, and these points are really very much effective. I have tried many times for the smaller kids, and the stomach pain goes away just by pressing for 1 or 2 minutes. So this is a very good point for the gas, acidity, and indigestion. Even we can praise these multiple points. If any point is paining, then it represents any problem happening in the body. Like if someone is suffering with the gas, then this point will be painful. So let's see all together one diagram. So today we have learned this much point. I will upload these pictures and all in the website. Then you can see anytime, you can revise anytime. So same thing we have seen today. Got it? So tomorrow we will take disease one by one, like lower back pain, like the headache, and we will assemble the point from this only. Okay. Points we have covered all. So today is 12th day or 12th day now? Day 12.
Yes.
Day 12.
12th
Or
day.
11. 12.
12th.
So we in 3 days we will just discuss, we will assemble all the points and we'll make the protocols. Like we assemble from the palm, and also we will take in the meridians. So we'll now take the disease and we'll pick the point from here. It will be very easy to understand now because we will pick the point from here only. If we want to treat the gas, then pick this point. If you want to treat the kidney, then pick this point. In that way, it will be easy for you now. Okay. So in the next 3 days, everything will be in the mind, and you can start the treatment from the 16th day. Okay. So thank you so much. Now, see you tomorrow. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
You asking any question?
No, sir.
Nothing?
Do anyone has any
Yeah, I
question?
have one question.
I have.
Yeah.
1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So
Yes.
for skin rashes, we can press the appendix point, or there would be another point for the skin rashes.
For the skin, if there is an
Rashes.
allergic, if there is allergies, skin allergy, then we can place appendix point as well as the lungs point, because skin coming under the lungs as per the 5 element concept. If you want to treat the skin, treat the lungs.
So
So
for
this,
rashes, it is appendix plus lung.
Yeah, appendix plus lungs. We will make the protocol. We will learn a complete protocol for this.
Okay.
Yeah.
so this
So
appendix
gallbladder-
point,
Yes, please.
so this appendix point is for all types of allergies or just for skin allergies? It's for that type of allergy which is seasonal, like someone is continuously sneezing. So that type of allergy is also effective for this appendix point?
All types.
All types of allergies. Okay. And so the point which you told yesterday, that's for cervical, thoracic, and lumbar. Can you show it once again? I'm just confused with the cervical point. Where is it starting exactly?
Okay,
Is
I
it
will
at the
show you.
junction? Is it starting at the junction?
So look at my hand.
Yes.
So this is the, if you do like this is the knuckle of thumb.
Yes.
Okay. So where the knuckle ends. From there, this is the starting of first metacarpal bone. So we have to start from here. This is the cervical, starting of cervical.
Next to the bone. Next to the bone, not on the bone.
No. We have to press on the bone itself,
On the bone.
but from the side. From the side. Look at here. I'm pressing the bone, but from the side.
Okay.
So upper, this will be the cervical, then will be the thoracic, and the lumbar will start from the union. Lumbar will start from the union. So we have to press for lumbar, then we'll go like this till here.
Okay.
So cervical will start from here on
Okay.
the border of the bone.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Sir, I have a question. For gallbladder stones, once it is formed, can it be removed, or can we get help through acupressure?
Yeah, it depends on the size of gallstone. Like if gallbladder stone is silent, then we don't do anything. We don't touch it.
Okay,
Even
it is
after the
5 to 6 mm and multiple stones for my husband. So
Yeah,
doctor
so-
has asked to remove the gallbladder.
no,
So,
it is like he's having pain.
no, only one day he had pain and then they gave painkiller. After that, no pain, no vomiting, nothing. But they have asked him to take 20-25 days and get back to them for the surgery. So I was thinking if we can help
Yeah,
through.
so see, the pain is not because of the gallstone, pain is because of the cholecystitis. Cholecystitis means the inflammation of the wall of gallbladder.
Okay.
The inflammation of the wall of gallbladder. So if there is a inflammation, then it creates the pain. So
Okay.
if you do the proper treatment, you can remove the inflammation. You have to do the treatment. You will able to remove the inflammation, and until and unless gallbladder stone is painful and creating lots of trouble, we shouldn't operate. We should not
Okay.
operate
Okay.
because if they want to remove the gallbladder, we should not remove the gallbladder if it is not needed. So I will
Okay.
tell you, we'll see the points. Then you can apply these points. Definitely, you will achieve very good results.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. So we are going to
Done.
do it in next three days. The
Yeah,
gallbladder.
actually, first I have to cover as per the syllabus. There are 14 diseases.
Okay.
My main target, but we
Or
will.
can I contact you on a personal thing if it is
Yeah,
not
why
covered
not?
in this?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, definitely.
Okay. Sure, sir.
We
Thank
will
you.
we will cover all the diseases. Then we'll
Okay.
see how much time left. We'll try to cover all the questions asked by you, and definitely we'll get some time for that.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Done.
kidney
Yeah.
stone also can be rectified with the kidney foil?
Yes, yes, definitely. Because see, if you remove the kidney stone, you are not removing the tendency to form the kidney stone. Kidney stone will form once again. So when you are doing the treatment, you are working on the tendency. So that's why it's good to work for the kidney stone, because how many times you are going to remove the kidney stone? You are removing the stone, but it will come back again. Like you're cleaning your home, but next day dust particles come again. So we have to work on the problem which is responsible to create the stone. So it will not form again.
Thank you.
Okay. So done. Now see you tomorrow. Okay. So closing the session.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.